everyone. Today we've got a reading called What Will Happen the Next Time We Meet, and I'd like to say thank you to Eden Blue V or Blue, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and Rose Sharma for the idea. And that's it really. You've got 3 choices as usual, 1, 2 and 3, so if you want to take your choice then we'll get going as usual. Hi there, pile number 1. Just to go through your reading slowly, I have the feeling that one of you is pulled in a different direction due to some form of responsibility before we start. I get the general feeling that it's either a work situation or one of you has some responsibility in some form or other that could be work or could be one of you is a parent. There's a heavy feeling in this pile of one of you actually being a mother. So I'm not sure if it's a male or female asking for this reading. Or one of you could be taken. I will tell you why I'm saying this. At the top here we've got Saturn status, makes me think of a work situation to start off with or just some form of responsibility. And then if I go to the hopes and fears section, there's the Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords has the male lion with the female lion almost oppressing it in some way. And I wonder whether if you're female and you're asking about a man, or if you're female and asking about a female, it doesn't make any difference, but this makes me think that the male here is some way unable to move forward in this because there's somebody else on their back basically, and behind you what's in the past is the Empress. So I'm wondering whether one of you or both of you are in a situation that is complicated with regards to this spread. One of you could be a mother, I don't know whether it's male or female asking, and I wonder whether you're in a situation, possibly the other person, where they can't move. If this isn't here, this is the person you're asking about, because you've also got the Hierophant for them. So they could be in a position where they can't actually get close to you because it's a work situation and they are put into the position of taking responsibility to help you or show you something, or vice versa. It could be you that I'm going to say this in a really intense way, but the male is subordinate to you if this is a male and you are above them in work. It doesn't really matter, but there's an equal feeling and there's a feeling of responsibility throughout the whole pile. Let's go through it bit by bit and find out exactly what I'm talking about. To begin with, there are real strong affections. There's like a recognition of that person feeling like the right person for you and vice versa. There's a real open-hearted, almost like an overflowing of affection going on here. And then it's almost as if that affection has wrapped up and come to an end. And what's been left is one of you feeling, to me, this just screams mother. I can't even think of a different way. I'll put some more cards on it to get some different scenarios in a minute. And then with the 9 of Swords, and this is all behind you, it's like dreaming and thinking and it being almost negative because you can't get towards this person. It's like waking up in the night and that's the first thing you think about. But I wonder whether you have responsibilities in some way. There's some situation in this pile that's really screamingly obvious to me that one of you is tired through having responsibilities to somebody else, whether it's a child or another partner or a work situation, and it runs throughout the whole pile. And I think what has happened, possibly because you can't get to each other, there's been a feeling of almost conflict or anxiety and sleepless nights and just wanting to get there, wanting to get towards each other, but not really being able to get there at all because it's like the communication, I think, possibly could have either ended on something that made you both feel uncomfortable, or with the 5 of Wands, there could be some sort of competition to get to this person, which could very much play into the fact that this person may be with somebody already. But those 3 things, that responsibility, work, parent or position, are very strong in this pile. You're confused about it. I think that you may be a little bit confused about this situation. I think you work with this person, or there's 3 people involved, because you even end with the 3 of Pentacles, which is, if it's not that, there are other people around you that also stop. If it's not the fact this person is already taken, or whether you've got responsibilities that might make it difficult, or there's a work situation, there's always people around that stop you actually saying how you feel, and that causes an anxiety feeling or a feeling of not being able to open up to this person. Right, so I've put this spread out here to give me a little backdrop into your situation, and that's what I'm picking out straight away. The feelings are there, the emotions there, but it's almost as if it's been wrapped up and you can't move forward. But behind, which I think is you, is a feeling of, if you're not a mother, it's a feeling of nurturing this person. There may be a feeling of almost feeling as if you want to, I'm not going to say mother, but there's a kindness and there's a warmth towards this person, but it's mixed with anxiety, and the feeling of not being able to get what you want is causing you some sort of upset. The communication or the ability to get to this person is difficult. There could be conflict and there could be competition. And the mother card here again, there's lack of, it's not clear. The situation isn't clear from your point of view, and from their point of view, they're almost in a situation where they feel that they need to keep it on an even ground with just helping and being there and being and caring for you or being pleasant, because there's a feeling if they go any deeper that it's going to get out of their depth. And I wonder whether there's people always watching or always around you, or some situation where there's more than two people so you can't converse as easily as you'd like to. Right, so that's given me a little backdrop, but if that doesn't ring true, you might want to wait for another reading. So that's the beginning of summing it up to me to what's going on. Right. At the very beginning of this spread, you've got the Ace of Cups. So I think this person feels a real connection with you, a real heartfelt connection, but there's that feeling of wishing and waiting and wanting to start for some reason on their part, possibly. It's not happened. I think you may have had some difficult conversations or got together and not been able to express yourself in the past, and that is actually moving away, because the Six of Swords up here and the Star here, they think that there's a possibility or an opening to get closer to you, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles here, so it's almost as if they are wishing and they're waiting, and almost like a self-healing sort of thing, and now they think the time is almost right for them to come closer to you and start something fresh. Their feelings are very sexual towards you. This is the feelings pile here, just checking that my camera's actually on, and you've got the Devil, you've got the Three of Cups and the Two of Wands. So from their point of view, see, it's coming back again. There are feelings of more than two people in this relationship once again, and there's a feeling from their point of view of almost passionate obsession. There's a lot of waiting and wanting and wishing. There's a lot of a sexual feel about this pile, but it's almost as if they can't get to you. There's three cups here, 3 pentacles here, there's 2 mother cards. If you're not in a relationship or they're not in a relationship and you're both thinking and wishing that you were together, the only scenario that I can think of at the moment, I'll put extra cards on possibly at the end, is that you haven't had time, or you haven't had the situation where you can actually get close to each other. It makes me feel, if it's not that you'll both have responsibilities in other areas, it makes me feel of some old Italian film where there's a couple being chaperoned. There's always somebody there and you can't actually hit it off together. Your next meeting, I think, will be a meeting of... This person wants to offer you some practical new beginning. It's some sort of get together or starting something together. So I think that's going to be the basis of your meeting. That's what you may be talking about, starting something fresh. But it'll be something practical. It won't be something airy-fairy. It will be like a new beginning in... I'm just going to say this because I'm making it up, but like going and doing something together, or starting something together, or working together. And I think that's how the situation is going to start. But I think there will be sexual undertones throughout the whole conversation. And I wonder whether you see this person. If it's somebody that you haven't actually arranged to see, I think this person, when you meet them, could be in a group or could be watching you before you actually clock onto them watching you. And I think it'll be that person that brings you into a conversation or brings you towards them. And then that's when the conversation almost flips to something that's a little bit less sexual in their mind. I don't actually know, they're not going to talk about it. I don't think they'll start talking about their feelings. It will be something practical. They're thinking something large and practical, and that this is not going to be that one. And they're going to give you something small and practical. This is not Burning Man, is it? They think it's large and practical, but you're going to think it's small and practical. But there's going to be a feeling of you walking out of this situation with everything that you want. There's a 6 of Wands here at the bottom for action. So it's almost as if you've got exactly what you want out of this situation. I think on your part there's going to be a slight holding back. As if you're not really sure whether what they're going to offer you or what you're going to get, which I think is going to be. It makes me think of a situation where there's a real sexual undertones, but you see, you could interpret this anyway. You could go down the path of this, of different scenarios, depending on your age or your circumstance. But this is one, here's one for you. This is their feelings. This is probably what they're thinking and they're feeling when they see you. So you've got the Devil here, so it's a sexual card and there's a pull there. But to me, it makes me think that that person is pulling you towards them. If you're female and they're male, or, well, if the main person is male, I don't know what sex you are or what sex you like, but that I have a feeling from reading this person's male and they're pulling you towards them. And there could possibly be a lot of wanting to be together, but you're surrounded by people. There's a lot of thoughts and there's a lot of undertones, but you can't actually do anything about it. So I think the best you're probably going to get is a really strong sexual tension of you knowing that this person's attracted to you, but you're almost playing it cool. And then the Page of Pentacles, which moves from the Ace of Pentacles up here, makes me think that they're offering you something which is quite a smaller token of what they really want to offer you. I think that when you have had this contact with this person, I'm not quite sure of the timing. To be honest, I'm not really good with timing. The times I've done it for myself, it's not been accurate, so I don't actually do it in readings. Your meeting makes me think of something flourishing and opening and something that's sweet, but it's a real combination of dirty and sweet. And I mean dirty as in it's digging out, because you've got quite the Devil card here and you've got the Shadow Self here, and this row at the bottom, you can't see these, can you? See, this row at the bottom, these two cards here make me think your meeting is going to be, when you look back at it, will be a mixture of sweetness and openness and growth. So there'll be like conversations that would be like flirty and sweet and open, but there'll also be a really strong, rumbling, growling sexual energy behind the meeting. I'm going to say this because I can't not say it, but don't, when you read tarot cards and you don't want people to get a little bit over the top, but to be honest, I wouldn't really be doing anybody any justice if I didn't mention it. So are you ready? You've got the Ace of Pentacles here in this person's mind, and then it turns out to the Page of Pentacles, which is a practical new beginning. It's something that it comes from a larger idea and actually practically grows in reality. Now you've got 2 Empress cards here, which you can see here, baby, and here, Queen of Cups. Now if I'm talking to somebody who's female and who doesn't have children and is not really tied down, you've also got, and this is the pile that sums up your relationship, your meeting, you've also got the Empress in the last spread, and you've got these sexual cards, you've got the Shadow Self, which makes me think that it's almost like I would take precautions is what I'm going to say. And I know you shouldn't really say things like this in tarot cards, but to be honest, if it was me, I would rather know. I would rather think that if this situation, which to me feels like a long-awaited get-together with tension underneath, this person's coming to you with hopes and dreams and feeling like they're moving towards you and they've got something to offer you. And that's something big that they want to offer you that you might not be so impressed when you actually see it. But there's sexual tension. There's people around, or there's just wanting and waiting to be alone. And I think whatever your wish is, and only you know this because you've got the 6 of Wands, you're going to get what you wish for. This person may be thinking that they're offering you this. You might just be getting that, but either way, I think you're going to be really happy. It's going to be exactly what you want. There's going to be slight defensiveness, and there's definitely a lot of magnetism here. If this is a sexual encounter, which is very possible, I think that you are going to be quite I think that you're going to be quite, I'm going to say impressed. I can't think of the word. You're going to think this person is really sweet and kind, but I think they're going to have quite a strong sexual energy because you have got the shadow self here next to the 9 of Pentacles. And this person probably comes across as being quite sweet, and you may know them through work. They might just be the type of person who's really helpful, but there's something bubbling inside this person that's quite passionate. And I would really be careful if there's a chance of you getting pregnant. Right, I'm going to sum this up for power number 1. I think that there are 3 things that may have kept you 2 apart. I think that possibly could do with some responsibility in the form of work, another partnership, or the fact that you are a mother, if you're a woman that's watching this. And I think that the real open affection between the pair of you, and if you're not a mother, there's a real nurturing quality that you feel towards this person, but there's some feeling of, in the past, of subconsciously sweating about this relationship. And I mean waking up and sweating, waking up and thinking, yeah, am I going to see them again? And it's quite an anxiety fuel feeling, as in, there's feelings there and you want to get it moving. But I think your communication has been a little bit sort of jagged in the past. If there's not communication, there's other people involved and there's a feeling of competition. You may feel the competition or vice versa. You're rather confused and don't really know where you stand in this situation, while the person, I think, feels like they have found somebody that they connect with and there's some sort of like friendship and helping and open and affectionate feel with them. If you work together, you work well together and you work as part of a team. If there are other people involved, that is basically 3 of Pentacles to me is just saying that you are working, this sounds awful, you are working in this relationship with 3 people involved. That's all I can think of because it comes up later on. Their thoughts are that they have fresh and open and emotional and hopeful thoughts towards you. They feel like they want to come towards you because they think the time is right. They feel that they want to come towards you because you're their wish and they want to start something large with you. Their feelings are sexual and their feelings are, I'm going to say a couple of things here. They just feel as if they've waited long enough. And even if there are other people involved, they just feel that doesn't stop them feeling the way that they feel towards you. And I think their feelings are sexual, but they're love-based and sexual. Another scenario from what you more liberal people watching is this person actually could, if there's not a 3, this person could actually want there to be more than 3 people involved in a sexual act. More than 2 people. I'm not making it that big. But that is another possibility. And I'm trying to give lots of possibilities for all different types of readers. That is another possibility. I'm going to have to say that. Because it's not always 3 people in a relationship. It's not always like, there's somebody who's taken and somebody who's free. That is another possibility because it comes up next to the sex card. If it's not that, there's waiting and wanting to be on your own with this person, but being in a group, but the sexual tension is really strong. And the actions towards you And the way that it's all going to come together is I think that you're going to be a little bit sort of, pretend you're a little bit guarded, pretend you're a little bit, I'm not going to say shy, but guarded. You're almost trying to hold yourself back a bit, but this person's going to offer you something, or there's going to be something in your conversation or something in your actions which could very much be sexual, that is going to leave you feeling, when you walk away from this person, as if you've got exactly what you wished for. To me, it feels sexual to me. It just feels as if, even if there isn't a sexual act involved, it will be some sort of, I'm not innuendo, when it's implied, it will be implied in some way. But that's what they want. That's what they want. They want to get closer to you in a more physical way. Now, this person's going to come across as really sweet and helpful, and maybe if it's somebody you work with, they've been able to help you, and it's been really sort of gentle and kind. But there is a huge, what it makes me think of is somebody, I don't know if you're interested in astrology, but it's somebody who has lots of sweet planets on the surface, like a lot of Libra, a lot of Pisces, gets on really well with women, gets on really well with men, might drink wine, not that sort of big chuggy beer drinker. But then when it gets more intimate, I think this person has a very strong sexual drive. So I would make sure that there's no, if you don't want to be pregnant, that you need to make sure that there's no possibility of it actually happening with this pile. If that's not so, if it doesn't turn out to be a sexual encounter, which I think is quite a strong possibility it could, the fact that there are so many mother cards here make me think that if you are already a mother, then that could be something that's talked about and discussed in some way. If that is some issue that you have already, there could be some discussion about children in some way. But to be honest, it feels, with the shadow side here, this man is just basically peeking. And with the devil card here, it makes me think that this card is quite a sexual card, and it's a magnetic, I can't think of the words. When you're talking to somebody and there's sexual tension there, but there's other people around and you can't do anything about it, but you can see in each other's eyes. That makes me feel of this, and it's almost as if you're surrounded by people and that tension is really strong. And that's where you may be a little bit guarded. But with the fact that you're coming out as a 6 of Wands down here makes me think that you get exactly what you want in this situation. So if sex is on your mind, I think that is what you're going to get. Right, pile number 1, I'm going to finish there. I hope that makes sense in some way. It'd be really interesting in the comment section to let me know what your status is with regards to relationships or being a mother, if you are female, or the other person if it's female. Sorry, I'm with my phone. Okay, right, there you go, pile number 1. Let me know if any of that makes sense, because it really helps me read better and to understand the cards differently. So thank you for listening. Bye. Right there, pile number 2. I am going to go through this bit by bit, but from the very beginning, this person has, I know this is what will happen in your next meeting, but before we start, the thing that struck me most about this pile is this person's feelings towards you are extremely strong. You've got the Sun, you've got the Ace of Cups, you've got the Page of Pentacles for their feelings. So their feelings are exuberant and clear and open and joyous, and it's almost as if they've found something they've really been looking for a long time. And what they want to do is they want to start something with you, but I think the feelings may be so intense they don't even know how to express it, because you've got the Page of Pentacles next to it, which makes me think this person is almost like overwhelmed by their feelings, and the only thing they can do is give you snippets, because they don't really know how to handle it at the moment. I'm only saying this from the feelings pile here, but I'll go through, oh, my poor little candles are going out. I will go through the rest of the piles bit by bit. Right, stay with me a moment. I'm putting a candle on for you. I'll pop Capel on. Right, I will start talking while I'm shuffling about with this candle here. I think that you two have been in a situation where you possibly could have split up recently, because you have got the Tower card here and you have got the Two of Swords. The Tower card is almost like it's like the ending, or that's like an ego death. It's like something that you've built up that you think is really important, and you're not going to survive if it doesn't carry on, and then it's pulled away from you. And then you've got these Two of Swords here. It's like a decision, and the decision is an important word in this conversation with myself, and I don't know why yet, but it is something that I think is going to be brought up again, and I will find out why. And the Two of Swords, so there's been some sort of decision, and this person possibly has been taken away from you, or you have had to part for some reason. Which I suppose is obvious by the question, but by showing you the cards I can tell you what they actually mean. The Tower is like a disaster. You would view it, or they would view it, the separation, as a disaster. The fact that you can't get to each other, and it's really, the feelings could be intense. But it's almost as if it's been just stopped just as it's getting going, or something's happened that's pulled you both apart, which is quite hard to deal with. But I think that you are, well, it's obvious, I suppose, in the question, you are separate from the cards. Behind you, and this goes so well with the feelings, is a real feeling of finding the person that you have been looking for. And it's like passionate and it's sexy, the conversation flows well, and there's that feeling of just being happy with who you're with and just finding that person. Right, I'll show you why. You've got the Eight of Wands here, which is movement. It's Mercury in Sagittarius, so it also talks of passionate conversation. It could talk of you could also talk of, sorry, their camera clicks off every half an hour and I have to start again. I was just saying that they think the relationship is over in some way. You may not have contacted each other for quite a while, but I think they see you as the person who could possibly bring them together, bring you both together. Because I don't know whether you're more, I was going to say I don't know whether you're more assertive, but actually I've just seen the King of Wands next to you. I think that they think that you match them in your outlook in life. I think that they think that you are adventurous, you're feisty, you're fiery, you're probably highly sexed. You're one of those men or women that are just go-getters. And I think that they find the energy that you give out matching their energy. It's the feeling of somebody who spots some... I'm trying to... Do you know the way that people walk and the way that people talk and the way that they come across? I often think when you're young that you're almost eyeing, it's like the way that people dance as well, but you're almost eyeing out what they're like in bed or what they're like in sexual situations. And I think this person views you as being a sexual, that's what I was thinking, a sexual equal. The fact that you're probably both quite passionate. Because you've got the Queen of Wands, you've got the King of Wands, and behind you've got the Eight of Wands. There's something you've done with this person, some action, but I'm thinking it could be the way that you communicate. You could communicate quite passionately. You could be one of those people that just talk with exuberance and with feist and flair. You could also be a mother. Not that they don't go together, but this person finds you attractive because they think that you are very similar. They think that the way that they come towards you sexually, you're going to reciprocate in the manner that they would like you to reciprocate. But I think that there's some sort of... I think you know this person quite well. And I also think that you could possibly be a mother. Or there could be children involved, or there's something to do. If it's not that, it's something to do, some connection with the past. where if you haven't known each other before, or there's some entanglement from before, then you just get on really well, or you remind this person of something from the past because it's like a sweet nostalgic feeling when they're thinking of you. Either you make them feel nurtured, or you very much could have a child if you're female. If you're a male, it could be the other way around. You could be looking for somebody, and this woman, which is very possible as well, this woman that you are having the reading for could have kids already. Right, I'm just getting, this isn't your meeting yet, this is me in my mind trying to get together what is going on before I get into the meeting. Or what, and that's going to be a meeting, you getting together. Made it sound like a board meeting, didn't it? And there are emotions that are confused here. There's the recognition, there's the passion, and there's some sort of, if it's not passion, it's the feeling that you're both on the same page. And with the ones there, ones are often something feisty, fun, adventurous, go-getting, which often relates to sexual, because that's how fiery people live their lives. You know, they're not afraid of sex, they're not afraid of movement, they're not afraid of showing their feelings in any form. But I keep having to go back. There's some decision to do here, to do with both of you. There's some confusion in the way that you two connect, and there's some decision that has had to be made or is going to be made between the pair of you. I think you both get on really well. I think there's that feeling of connection between the pair of you, but there's also a feeling of dissociation by feelings or by actual physically not being close to each other. Right, okay, so that's basically what I'm picking up from your relationship to begin with. And I don't know if that rings true, but I'm going to carry on to your next meeting. There's going to be excitement when you two get together. You've got the wheel at the top, which is Jupiter, and there's a woman standing at the top. So it's almost as if whatever you've wished your meeting to be is possibly going to become a reality. Because you're standing up here, you're standing at the top of this wheel, and it's almost as if you've got your wish come true. It's like it's that Jupiter feeling of everything just being exciting and right and correct. One of those moments you want to take a picture of, in case you don't get that back again. But there's also a feeling of you slightly holding back. I wonder whether you can't get close to this person because there are other people around you. So when you meet this person, there could be other, very much like Power 1, you could almost be so excited that you're with this person, or that the meeting is rolling exactly how you want it to, but you're almost holding back a little bit because there's other people surrounded, and you're probably looking for a more intimate connection. This person also is looking for intimacy. The feelings are there, the emotions are there, but I would say this person may be quite sexual and also wants a little bit more from the relationship. I think there possibly could be some sort of, if there is some sort of new beginning or sexual contact, it's going to be implied or I'm going to say shortened, but I don't actually mean that. It's not going to be as full on as you would like it. You're going to get a little bit of what you want, but only possibly half of what you think you need. There's going to be some sort of balance, some sort of coolness going on. The feelings are there, but I think they're going to be hidden. The sexual contact could be there because there's a lot of strong sexual feel to it, but it won't be. Maybe because there's other people around, which may cause you to... Do you know what it makes me think of? It's two people are trying to get together and they're doing something saucy, lift or something. You know, when people trying to grab a moment together, trying to grab some contact, because the feelings are there, and this person's feelings are really strong. And they're not just sexually strong, they're emotionally strong. So the draw is going to be strong, but it's almost as if you're trying to grab some sort of contact. And you're getting it, but not being exactly what you want because you can't get time alone. And I don't know what the decision is here. Decision started at the very beginning. Let me put some cards on that. So after you've been together, after this get together, which speaks to me of possibly exchange of passionate feelings from their side, you feeling like the cat that's got the cream, everything being exactly how you want it. But I wonder whether the physical, because the Page of Wands down here, the end pile is the Page, and there's balance in the King of Swords here. So I wonder whether for some reason it could possibly be to do with respect for something else. If you are a mother, or if the person you're asking about is a mother and has children or a relationship already, the magnetism is going to be strong, but I wonder whether one of you is going to hold back a bit because you don't feel the situation is right. That could be a scenario, I don't know. And there's like a feeling of, if it's not a feeling of then this whole meeting turns into some sort of, you might know what I'm talking about here. It could be the scenario of you trying to play it down, and are you only getting some, so there's like a sexual contact, but you're not getting everything because there's somebody holding back, and it could be both sides, and that could be to do with some sort of moral issue. I don't know what's going on in the relationship. But you've also got the Hierophant, the Seven of Cups, which talks to me of a traditional situation and decisions that need to be made, because you've got decisions here. The Seven of Cups is trying to make decisions with an emotional decision. So you very possibly could already, one of you, be in a relationship, because the Hierophant is traditional, it's orthodox, it's respect of the way that things are in society. Right, I'm going to start summing this up for myself more than anything. Remember what I said at the beginning, that decision is important here, so I don't know how this is going to come to the end. I'm shuffling cards, I'm not doing anything with them because I'm looking at these. Well, I think that you two aren't together at the moment, so it's not a case of getting together with somebody that you see often. It's a case of, I think you've been separated, and I think the separation possibly could have been maybe from just your side something big, because there's Death and the Tower. So something that you have built up in your head, or some sort of situation has come to a crash and possibly been quite painful. The connection between you two is big. The Eight of Wands is there's passion, there's excitement, there's good conversation. The Nine of Cups behind as well speaks to me of some attraction that makes you feel like this person, or vice versa, probably vice versa, is your wish come true. You both match each other in passion, you both match each other in the way that you approach life. There's forward movement, there's excitement, there's adventure. But with this person as well, there's a real connection with feeling like they're a long lost friend, which makes me think they possibly could be a past relationship, or just somebody that you connect with really well. There's always that glimpse. This card keeps coming up today, the Queen of Cups. Your person, if you're male, could possibly have a baby or kids already, or vice versa, that you may be the person with children asking for this reading, a possibility. And the end result is almost as if you haven't seen each other for a while because the communication has been fuddled. It's not been clear. Your next connection will be you almost getting what you wish for. Is like a wish come true, but you're still holding back slightly because possibly other people involved, you're not sure of the situation. If there aren't other people involved with regards to the relationships, you might not be able to get close to them because you may meet in a group. The emotions and the feelings are huge, and there's like an explosion from their point of view, because this is how they feel, of excitement and fun and childlike exuberance and true love. With the Ace of Cups, it's like a real feeling of emotions that are open and Hi there, pile number 2. Flipping SD card went bust on me. So I'm going to carry on, and I was just summing you up, so I probably had a few sentences left inside me. And I was just saying that there will be some sort of feeling after your get together, which the feelings are going to be strong from them. There could be some sort of sexual encounter, but it's not going to be as full on as you would hope, because there's going to be a feeling when you part of slight defensiveness and choice. There's a decision there. I don't know why. It makes me think of two young kids getting together and almost being magnetically drawn to each other, but deciding they're not quite ready for sex, or somebody else involved in a relationship where there's that pull together, but it's almost like it's not the right time, or there's, it's not the correct thing to do because you've got Justice, the King of Swords. It's almost intellectually pulling back and making sure things are fair. You will know more about that than me. That's what I get for you, pile number 3. 2, let me put a few more cards in the end for you. The feelings are strong. They recognise you as being the same as them, on the same level, giving the same out in life, and the emotions from their part are huge. But at the end, the actual meeting is almost as if there will be some sort of, there could be other people involved, as in you could be in a meeting, lots of other people in some way. And you're going to get a little bit of a taste of what you want, but not everything that you want. And there's going to be some sort of decision to do with tradition at the end of it, or some sort of moral situation where they think this has got to, you may think, or they think this decision has to be made on moral grounds. Right, lots of people in here. There's lots of people here. I'm wondering whether this decision that has to be made is like a choice between partners, because it's not just you two involved in this situation. And it's like a moral decision at the end, and there's almost a feeling, possibly from both sides, I'm thinking mainly you, that you feel like you're not going to put everything into this meeting or this next get together until you're sure of where you stand, which would very much go with the moon sign there. Right, I'm going to finish there, pile number 2. I hope that makes sense in some way, because the feelings are strong. There's a connection that makes me feel of a innocent connection of passion and open feelings and love, and it's got that childlike air about it. But there's confusion in this spread. Confusion from the pair of you, as if you can't express yourselves as freely as you would want to. And I wonder whether there'd be some sort of moral issue at the end of your get together, which possibly could be to do with the draw between the pair of you. Right, I'm going to finish there. Thank you, pile number 2. I hope that makes sense. Sorry about the SD card. I bloody hate SD cards. Well, that's the other half of your reading on there, so you'll get it. I'll just have to sort it out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Right then, pile number 3. Hi there. All these piles today have been really complicated. I'll tell you what I mean by complicated. This is your pile, obviously, and to start off with, you've come across as protection and Pisces. So the moon in Aries with Pisces next to it is making me think there's a strong play between one feeling more vulnerable and one being on top. There's a real sort of play of wanting to nurture somebody and protect them in some way. So one of you, I think, is coming across as being quite forceful, and the other person's coming across as being quite timid or in need to be protected in some way. And then you've got 3 kings in this spread, which is really unusual. You've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So your King of Cups is subconsciously what this person is thinking, but with 3 kings, I'm wondering if there's a lot of men involved in this situation. I can't think of any other way to say that at the moment. And the Strength card at the very beginning is making me think, I'm just talking aloud at the moment, it will all come together I'm sure in a minute, is making me think that somebody is suppressing desires because of other men involved. And I don't know whether it's a man or woman asking for this reading or watching this reading. So what will happen next? To me, you could even meet in a situation with lots of men involved. I don't know. I'm just going to walk my way through it and then try and see if it makes sense to you. But then again, you've got this Nine of Pentacles here, and this protection, this Pisces, this Aries and this Pisces feeling is making me feel that one is soft and nurturing and the other person is quite a large personality, maybe a big ego, just somebody who all eyes are on them when they come into a room. You could be dealing with, the person you're asking about could be quite Leo. Right, I'm going to keep talking and hope this all comes together as I am saying it. You feel at the moment, there's almost a feeling of strong attraction or feeling that you're almost there with this person. I don't know whether you've had news recently of them finding you attractive. But I think your person feels the same. I wonder whether there's been slight movements between you two recently where, because they're coming across here as the Prince of Pentacles, and it's like a sports card, as if they've basically shot the ball through the hoop. I'm going to say what I'm thinking. It makes me think of somebody, if you're female and you're watching this, I wonder whether you have other boyfriends or other men around you, or you're often seen with lots of different men around you, and this person has an inkling that you like them, and it's really made them feel good. But I wonder whether you feel exactly the same also, that you also feel that you've just realised, or you know this person likes you and you feel like you've won the pot of gold. But your person also has a feeling of anxiety to do with this, and it's either you're married or you just have a lot of people around you a lot of the time, and this man or woman thinks they can't get close to you. Another scenario, if you're young, then the person could feel threatened by your father or your family in some way. You could have a close-knit family and they may feel that they can't get close to you because they're either fearful of your parents or just shy in some way. Just trying to think of different scenarios why this person feels as if they have to hide their feelings from you. Right, I'm going to leave. This is making me think of the situation before we move on to your next meeting. I'm going to quickly have a snout at their feelings for you. But their feelings, I think they see you often. If not, they just basically, they haven't been able to get too close to you, but they think of you a lot. And it's almost as if they feel that they can't get near you. That makes me, it's quite strong here. It's almost as if they think there's a connection, but you're either with a group of people all the time, or you have your back to them, or that the relationship has moved away in some way. But they actually feel strongly connected to you in a more sentimental way, as in you either remind them of family, or you just make them feel at home and you're easy to talk to and you communicate well. And what they want to do is they want a new beginning with you. It's almost as if they want to jump in. So your next meeting could possibly be it makes me think of a situation where you're waiting, you're getting next get together. It could be almost like a chance meeting where you're waiting, you're sitting still, and this person has a chance to actually come up and talk to you. And it's as if they're trying to get the conversation going and they're putting all the effort into it, and you're almost quite laid back, sitting still or something. I wonder whether you're quite frightening to your person because you come across here as being quite exuberant, quite confident. And there's got to be some sort of way up here between the Pisces and the Aries to me, which, because I felt that quite strongly. Well, I wonder, your person is scared of your next meeting. They feel as if they're tiptoeing for the right moment. And this is coming through a little bit stronger, where there's anxiety with your person. Either you're surrounded by lots of different people. If you're female, you may be, and you've got to flick the sexes for me because I can't actually do it. I'm talking. I'm just going to say, if you're female, we'll flick it round. You could be surrounded by lots of other men, possibly family members, just people that you hang around with, and this person feels anxiety coming towards you. Their thoughts are, I'm going to say the Empress card here, so there is a possibility of pregnancy, which I said in the last pile. I've never said that before. The last pile was really strong, so I made sort of some sort of speech about don't take this, exactly as it is, but the Empress card is here. Their thoughts are a decision to do with either nurturing somebody or feeling that connection, very possibly could be with the Six of Cups here, or a pregnancy, a birth. I'm going to have to say it because you've got the Empress here. This is their thoughts. You've got death, rebirth, and pregnancy and decisions. So there is a slight possibility that this person or your ideas, your thoughts could be on pregnancy, or if it's not pregnancy, it could possibly be the conversation or the communication when your next meeting is coming across as something to do with decisions and something creative or something finishing or something starting. I'm going to put some cards in, that's bugging me. Your next meeting and their thoughts. Death, Empress, Seven of Cups. Something that's flourishing that may have to end through a decision. Pregnancy and discussing what to do. Or the beginning of a situation and having to make a decision on how to move forward. Oh, I don't know, let's see. Oh my God. Right, your next meeting, it is possible that you are pregnant and that you are going to have to discuss with this person. That is for a very small percentage of you because you just have the Empress twice, and then you've got the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, and then a wish come true card. So that is a possibility. If it's not that, it's that this person recognises, you both recognise the need to nurture and start afresh with each other, and that's a decision that you will probably talk about and make next time. That scenario could fit in, all three scenarios could fit in, I don't know. You're going to have to take that one because the cards have multiple ways to be interpreted or misinterpreted. Their feelings are strong for you. It's almost, there is a strong sort of family feel or a feeling of connection. So when you get together, I wonder whether you will almost be full. It makes me feel that you're being a little bit cooler than they are on the next get together, and there's almost as if they want to jump in and they want that connection that's there, but they're tentative as well because they feel there's something going on in this situation with regard to lots of people around you. There's a lot of watching, a lot of waiting from both of you. It's almost as if you're going to meet this person when you're not expecting it. No, that can't be so. You seem to be this person's having heavy thoughts about you. All right, this is a hard one. Right, there you are. There they are. You're trying to hide the passion. The relationship is slightly imbalanced in some way, that one is quite a strong personality, the other one is quite submissive, or there's a definite need to nurture. I don't think your person can get close to you, and it's causing some anxiety because there's lots of people around you, very possibly men. You are both feeling really good about this relationship because you both know that you're attracted to each other and it makes you feel good, but I think there's a man in the way. Their thoughts and feelings are either wanting to nurture the situation because but it's going to be a big decision. It's almost as if something has to end for something else to start, and this is almost where I'm getting the thought that there could be a pregnancy involved. That is possible. Or if it's not that, it's just basically a need to nurture this relationship but make a big shift for it to happen. Decisions have to be made, and it has to be done logically in little steps. You've got to start working towards it. And that's what this person wants, because it's their thoughts. They want to work towards you, they want to get close towards you, and their feelings are, they feel a real strong connection to you, but they're not sure how you respond to them. Because you've got your back turned towards them, and I wonder if you think the relationship has ended. But they want to jump in and start again. And this will probably come in your next meeting. You've got your back towards this person twice. And then you're almost resting while this person seems to be putting all the effort in. So I wonder whether your next meeting is almost as if you may be playing it cool, or for some reason, I don't know what's happened in the past with all these people involved, whether you may be the person that is almost giving them a little bit of the cold shoulder, and they're really digging in deep and trying hard to get you involved and to communicate to you. I think your person is suffering from anxiety. I've got to do some more on this. This is why are the Nine of Swords here? They think the relationship's ended. They think the relationship has ended. They don't think there's any connection with you, or you haven't let them think there's a connection, but the passion is strong, and they, I think, are probably feeling that you may be more in control of the situation than they are. So if this Empress card isn't pregnancy, and with these cards here it may not be, it's less likely to be, it's basically they think the situation is ended, and they are indecisive about what to do next to get the relationship moving. So your next connection could possibly them being very tentative and wanting to nurture a relationship, and them trying really hard to get to you. There's that feeling of excitement when they see you, because they want to get started with you again. It's a real strong connection, but it's you that's coming across as quite cool, I think, because you've got your back towards them twice, and I wonder if this connection be you almost holding back and them wanting to restart something. It's not giving me that your next connection will be sexual at all. It's more like a conversation of things that have happened in the past, and them trying and digging to get close to you, with you almost being a little bit, let's see how it goes. They can sense that you're quite passionate, and they're almost trying to, there's a real family feeling about this person. And there's definitely a really strong feeling of them wanting to get things moving, to restart and recalibrate, I was going to say. Let me put some more cards on here. Okay, your person is hiding their passion because of either they have family, or there's some situation, there's some family situation they're out of. Either that, or they are working slowly towards you by keeping their passion in check, because they feel like you are somebody that they want to work towards for a long-term potential, if you know what I mean. Okay, if there aren't other men involved in here, or other people involved in here which are causing this person anxiety because they can't get close to you, which is quite strong feeling for me here, they are either trying to hide their passion and their feelings because they feel a real strong long-term family connection to you. This is a really muddled pile, because you've got a lot of family, you've got a lot of men, you've got feelings of this person trying to get closer to you but not really knowing how to express themselves because they feel like they're going to come out too strong. Yeah, I think they can sense that you're quite passionate, and you've almost put a little bit, and not a cold shoulder, but a cool shoulder towards them. And all they can do is come to you in some sort of practical way to restart this. So this is really difficult, because it's not actually explaining what will the next meeting be. It's what will it be like, and it's almost this person is trying to figure out how to get closer to you. They can't get to talk to you, they can't get into a deep conversation with you, and they want more from you. And you've always seemed to have your back towards them, and there's always people around you. And they're really trying hard. It's causing anxiety how they're going to get to you, because it's just as if they just can't get closer to you physically, or they can't have a conversation with you, or they just can't even get near you. Because you are giving you're either too busy when they see you, you've got your back to them, or you're sat down somewhere and they can't get closer to you. Right, I'm going to put some more cards out. This is very confusing. End situation. Yeah, it's really difficult for me to say what will happen in your next meeting for this one, because I think your person feels really strongly connected to you, and it's almost like a childlike recognition of somebody that they just get on with and communicate well, but I think they feel shut out by you. They're almost offering things to you, and then you're almost juggling with them and saying, well, I don't know if that's quite fitting in with my life at the moment. And I think that you are the one that is, they're waiting on your decision to do everything and anything. It makes me feel that you're the stronger character in this, whether you are the Aries, the sort of protective type, I don't know. Or that you have people around you that won't let this person close to you. Right, pile number 3. I'm going to finish there, but just to sum it up as clear as I can see, because this was quite a hard pile. You're in a situation with somebody and you've come and asked what will happen next time. What time is it? What will happen next time you meet? And all these cards have given me is lots of men and a connection that feels like it's at home with this. You're at home with this person. You both make each other feel good, but there's other people involved in this relationship. And it could be either your family involved, as in it doesn't have to be that you're if you're female, you've got a husband or men around you all the time. It could be, especially if you're younger, that this person feels that your family is very strong and they can't get close to you. Their thoughts, and then your next meeting will be they're trying to grow the relationship. They're trying to do it, and they want to do it in a big way, but they feel that you're not going to accept it, and they have to offer you snippets. And there's almost a feeling of exuberance and excitement then when they're with you in this meeting. But I keep saying meeting, I mean meet when you get together. And you probably talk and connect extremely well. They want to jump in feet first, but you're the one that's being called. You're the one that's got your back towards them. I don't know what's happened between you, and they are just able to offer you snippets. But I wonder whether they're offering you snippets because they can't get close to you, because you're already taken in some way. I don't know. 3 Kings, Strength card twice, and there's 2 family cards here. It's screaming family situation that is not, it's almost, not from my point of view, but perhaps from your point of view and their point of view, inappropriate to get stuck in. And the end result, I think that your next meeting will result in really good conversation, a real feeling of connection and openness, but almost as if they're offering you and you something and you have to walk away. There's a decision, there's throwing up of decision there. Right, pile number 3, I'm going to finish there. Really hard pile there. If any of that rings true whatsoever, please let me know, because that's a difficult read for me. That's a difficult read for me. Thank you very much for watching anyway, and I hope to see you again. Bye.